This is the IMANARI roll, arguably the most flashy move in all of MMA. It is an extremely unorthodox. It's a bizarre-looking acrobatic move that is designed to take out your opponent's legs. It was invented by Japanese fighter Masakazu Imanari and has since become one of the most recognizable and exciting moves in all of combat sports. It's just so over the top that you have to see it to believe it. But trust me, this move is for real, and we're going to break it down right now. But before checking out the nuts and bolts of this unbelievable submission, let's first take a look at what makes it so special. Imanari was a competitor on the Japanese reality show The Ultimate Fighter Smashes, which aired in 2012. During his time on the show, he was known for his flashy, acrobatic fighting style and for being a very eccentric character. He was actually eliminated from the tournament in the semifinals by eventual winner Mike Rio, but he still made an impression with fans, thanks to his unique and exciting fighting style. Since then, Imanari has gone on to have a fairly successful career as an MMA fighter, compiling a record of 28 wins and 16 losses. But perhaps more importantly, he's become known as the inventor of the Imanari roll, a move that has become a staple of his fighting style and has been copied by fighters all around the world. Now let's get into what makes this move so special. To perform the Imanari roll, a fighter begins by getting their opponent into a specific position, usually by taking them down and then controlling their body. From there, they use a combination of flips, rolls, and twists to attack their opponent's legs from an extremely awkward angle. It looks like a dance move for sure, but it is deadly if executed properly. As you can see here, the Imanari roll is not for the faint of heart. It takes a lot of flexibility, strength, and technique to pull off correctly. But when done right, it can be an extremely effective way to attack an opponent's legs and potentially set up a submission. So how does the Imanari roll work? Well, it's actually a pretty simple concept. By attacking an opponent's legs from an unexpected angle, Imanari fighters can throw off their balance and make them vulnerable to submissions. This is especially true if the opponent is a larger, stronger opponent, because it's much harder for them to recover from such an awkward position. Of course, the Imanari roll is not without its risks. If you fail to execute the move properly, you could end up in a very bad position yourself. That's why it is important to train this move extensively before trying it out in a real fight. But the potential rewards of this move are also very high. If you do manage to pull it off successfully, you could potentially submit your opponent very quickly and earn a spectacular finish. One of the most common ways that Imanari fighters use the Imanari roll is to set up a leg lock submission. As you can see in this example, by attacking the opponent's legs from an extremely awkward angle. The Imanari roll can cause them to lose their balance and open up their guard. This allows the Imanari fighter to come in and apply a leg lock submission, such as a heel hook or kneebar, which can force the opponent to tap out very quickly. Of course, not every opponent will be so easy to submit, but the Imanari roll is still an effective way to damage the legs and potentially create an opening for other attacks. In some cases, the Imanari roll can be used to set up an even more spectacular finish, such as a flying submission. As you can see in this example, by executing the Imanari roll perfectly, fighter can completely catch their opponent off guard and leave them no time to react. This allows the fighter to come in and apply a submission from the air, which can be absolutely devastating. Of course, this type of finish is extremely rare and requires a lot of skill and timing to pull off. But it just goes to show the versatility and explosiveness of the Imanari roll. While the Imanari roll is certainly an impressive feat of athleticism and technique, it's important to remember that it's not the only weapon in an Imanari fighter's arsenal. In fact, most Imanari fighters are well-rounded athletes who use a variety of different fighting styles and techniques. The Imanari roll is just one piece of the puzzle that makes these fighters so dangerous. For example, Imanari fighters are typically very good at taking their opponents down and controlling them on the ground. This allows them to get into a position where they can start working on the Imanari roll and eventually set up their submission attempt. Additionally, Imanari fighters are usually excellent at transitions, meaning they can quickly switch between different positions and attack their opponents from a variety of angles. This makes them very difficult to predict and puts a lot of pressure on their opponents to constantly be on the defensive. Perhaps most importantly, though, is that Imanari fighters are incredibly explosive athletes. Without the ability to execute the Imanari roll with power and precision, it would be just another useless trick. But these fighters train their bodies to be able to launch themselves through the air and attack their opponents with a combination of flips, twists, and turns. This explosiveness is what makes the IMANARI roll so devastating and exciting to watch. When done correctly, it looks like a ballet move, but it is really a calculated and precise attack designed to take out an opponent's legs. In conclusion, the IMANARI roll is a truly remarkable feat of athleticism and technique. It's an extremely risky move that requires a great deal of skill and training to pull off correctly. But when done right, it can be an extremely effective way to attack an opponent's legs and potentially set up a submission. It's a high-risk, high-reward move that is sure to get the crowd on their feet. So if you're ever lucky enough to see it in person, make sure to take it all in, because it's truly a sight to behold. If you enjoyed this video, check out our video on another amazing MMA move, the flying knee. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe for more great content. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.